Okay. So, hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss about top web things at Google I/O. First of all, I want to ask how many of you are front-end developers? Like no HTML, CSS, JavaScript,
ওই আমি বন্ধ করে দিলাম বুঝলি আমার
and doing React versus Vue and
হ্যাঁ
Angular.
বসে
Okay, there's a lot of people who are doing web development. So, a brief about of me. My name is Elish Malik. I am currently working as a software engineer at 360. I most of the time I do front end stuff, so mostly on Vue and React, and I am also the organizer of GDG Siliguri. So without wasting much of your time, because I know the lunch time, तो आ गया है तो सबको भूख लग गया है, right? So I am not going to waste too much of time. So first of all, I am going to discuss about baseline. Okay. So first of all, what is baseline? So what happened? How many times did you face this thing that everyone knows basic HTML and CSS, right? So sometimes this thing happens that you are using a CSS property or some tag in HTML and that doesn't support in every browser, right? This is something that we always, all time we face this thing. I faced a lot with Firefox also. So what baseline is, what Google creates is something. So Google has partnered with other browser vendors like Firefox and like uh, other browser vendors, and they try to create a platform so that every new update that comes into the web that work across every browser. So let's say any new CSS property comes up, that should work on other browsers as well. So this web platform baseline gives you a clear web platform that is basically give you an information that okay, which tags you can use in your code so that it will work for every browser. So right now when we work on web, we always tell the things that build a web for everyone. So whenever you build a website, and the problem with web developers is whenever you building the web app, you need to think about every type of people. So there are people who has colorblind, who is colorblind, people who doesn't able to see, so they can hear, right? So right now browsers has certain features, right? We can click on the audio icon and we can hear that whatever is written in the web, right? So you need to maintain everything. So web platform baseline is going to give you this level of what you can say accessibility so that it will work for every platform. So I am going to discuss about, so there are a lot of updates that Google has done in this Google I/O, but I am going to talk about some of them. So I'm not going to be too much technical because I think most of many of you know HTML, CSS, everyone, right? So this everyone knows, so you will understand, right? So it is not that much technical. The first thing I want to discuss about the dialog element. The next thing is the individual CSS transform properties. Then there is new viewport units, and then there is something called deep copy in JavaScript, and then there was focus visible pseudo class. So I am going to discuss about some of these things. So let's start it. First of all, the dialog element. So how many of you ever created a model? Model means like pop-up using in web, like Bootstrap or something, using that. Most of the time we do this, right? And this is something that is a really hard task to do because the problem is we cannot directly do it using HTML. We need to write a lot of JavaScript to handle the model. And let's say if you have a scenario that when you have one pop-up and then there is another button, when you click on it, it will open another pop-up. Then there is this management of dialogue. It's pretty like hard to do. So what this new dialog element is going to give you is a simple HTML element. You can use it to create models, and it already has all the functions to show the model and hide the model. So you don't need to write any additional JavaScript to show it. So you can just use this simple HTML tag to create a pop-up. That's it. So after getting this, many front-end developers be like, but I am once again saying that you can do this in JavaScript because this is something that's a ego sometimes comes up that people who are writing JavaScript they thought like I need to do everything in JS, but it's not that like that. When you're going to do professional development, you will understand there are a lot of places where you do over engineering, and that's not a good thing. So that's why we need to use that. The reason are basically focus management. So what is this focus management thing? How many times did you do this thing that you go into a web page and then you use the arrows, right, in the keyboard, and you see when you use the arrows, it will select the tabs, right, and there was a black line out of this. These type of things are called focus management. So let's say you have three models or three pop-ups open, and when you click on arrow, it go from one model to another model. It's pretty hard to build if you do it using JavaScript. This native element provides everything to it. So you can directly write it, it will comes built in with everything. So you can directly do tab tracking. So whatever the active tab right now you are in, then keeping the stacking context. Like let's say you have five models, right? And one on top of another, on top of another. It will handle everything for you. Okay. So what you can do using this, I have a small video. I'm just going to play it so you can understand like what you can do with it. So let's say you have this pop-up, and let's say where you can like upload also files also. So there is this new thing comes up, and whenever you click on this like I want to delete, remove it, it's pretty easy to do everything using this new HTML element. So you need to write the JavaScript code that you previously going to write, it's reduced a lot. So this is an example of it. So next property I'm going to discuss about the individual CSS transform properties. So what is this? So previously, anyone previously worked on CSS animation, basic animation thing like when you click on button, it will click or color changes, right? You have worked on it, right? And previously, if you write transform, right, it is you need to write three properties at one line, right? It's pretty hard to manage. Right now, CSS comes with a new feature where you can write individual properties. So you can write translate and then scale as a different. So when it will help you when you're going to write many complex animations. Let's say when you click on a card, it will spin up, right? This type of complex animation you can build easily using CSS transform properties. It is built more onto to clean the code. Previously the code was lot of messy code was there. So right now it is going to help you to write clean code. Right now after learning that there are a lot of developers who are going to use this new thing and like going to leave that old conventional way. The third thing, before discussing the third topic, I am just how many times did you face this difficulty setting the height of the page? And you were going to tell like, okay, well, that height just overflowed, right? This is something that we face a lot as a front-end developer. You hate it, right? And you don't understand, okay, which thing I need to use, percentage or VH or VW, this type of things, and it's pretty hard, right, to do. So this Google I/O, they come up with the new thing called SVW, like small viewport height and large viewport height, LVW, VH. So what it will do? So there are many times that if you are an Android user and iOS user, you know, right? This search bar that comes for iOS in a different place and for Android it's a different place, right? And it is making a lot of problem for us. Right? VHW doesn't understand that. So this SVH will make sure, let's say you have a small screen and wherever the browser search bar is there, it will just delete that and after that it will calculate the height and width. And it's pretty easy to handle things then. So these are some of the new things for viewport units. There are a lot of other units also introduced, but mostly they are going to be like viewport heights only. Then something called as deep copy in JavaScript. So what is this first of all? If you know about JavaScript, so how many of you are familiar with JavaScript? Like have a basic knowledge of JavaScript and and all of you I think maybe work with objects, right? Object is something we have worked in JavaScript a lot. So in object, sometimes you want to make a deep copy. What is the meaning of deep copy? Simply to create a object, copy of that object, but we don't want to refer the original object. Like I don't want to like edit the actual data. I just want to create a copy of it. previously, if you want to do that, so this thing that we use like JSON.stringify, and we take the original object and then we use JSON.parse to create a copy of it, and we don't want to edit the actual one. This is the old hack that, like, if you know about Chrome, there was an engine called V8 engine that Chrome uses for compiling JavaScript. So this engine is used this trick to create a deep copy previously. But now Google introduced something called structured clone. So you can directly use it, give it to the original copy, and it will just make a deep copy out of it. So you just need to use one function and it will give you everything. Now this is the like demonstration, like how you can compare the structured clone against JSON.parse. So it's more like convenient to use it. The next thing is the focus visible. What is this focus visible thing? So that thing I'm talking about, right? Like sometimes it happens you are in a web page and you use the arrow keys, right, in your keyboard, and you go from one card to another card, and you see that border, right, that border thing, like it is selected right now using your keyboard. And previously it's pretty hard to manage. Okay, so like how this will going to look like when it's focused. So this focus, in this focus visible class, you can set that, okay, when you are navigating using the keyboard, right? So or clicking input elements, which thing should be on focus. So let's say I'm giving you an example. Like you have focus visible, like focus with tab keys. When you are going to use tab key, the outline should look like this. And when you are going to use a mouse click, I don't want that outline, right? So I can customize that also. So this is the, I think, the last thing. And if you are a front-end developer, you know this thing a lot. Like in that irritates front-end developers a lot. The most difficult thing for web developers is it's keep evolving every day. So today you know about React, tomorrow Vue comes up, and then there was a new guy called Svelte that comes up in the industry. So every time new updates comes up, if you are interested in it, you can search that what are the new things that web in Google I/O, and when you see the list, there's a lot. Okay, so you need to learn a lot. So maybe sometimes you feel that okay, I want to quit right now, but yeah, don't worry about it. Nobody knows everything on web. We just keep learning the things. So just focus on the basics, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and then eventually you will get to understand that about all the frameworks, right? They are out there. So. That's it. That is a small talk that I have given you. So if you want to connect with me, this is the QR you can scan. So it will redirect me to my website. There you can find all my LinkedIn, Twitter, and all of those things.